right, we've got a lot to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Yeah, look at this awesome Buga type sphere video. This is amazing daytime sighting of this object filmed by a sugar farmer, I believe, shared by Jaime Maussan. If you'll notice, it has a very similar hemisphere around it to the Buga sphere, which also has a very similar hemisphere. You can see it very clearly. So very interesting that it is very likely the same exact sort of craft. Why is it touching down in a sugar field? I don't know. Is it buzzing the power lines? It seems more interested in the sugar than the power lines. I like electricity and sugar. But yeah, it's just bobbing along. No visible means of propulsion. You can't tell me that's a balloon. If this is a fake, it's a good fake. It looks pretty solid. I like it as a genuine anomalous craft, but let me know what you guys are thinking. Oh yeah, and I know my hair sucks. I know. New house. I just moved. This is my first video in the new house. Terrible water pressure. Can't find a comb. What you gonna do? Hopefully it'll get better. Hopefully it'll get better. We'll see. Yeah, but look at that beautiful hemisphere around it. Yeah, just exactly like the Bugosphere, which is looking better and better for the Bugosphere being genuinely anomalous. If these other anomalous craft are looking like the exact same thing. So yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. So good stuff. Thank you, Jaime, for sharing that with us. Meanwhile, let's see what else we've got. Okay, well, what everybody's talking about, it seems like, is this clip of Army Secretary Dan Driscoll talking about an astronaut on the moon.
As young Americans across the country get to see all of the amazing things that the Army has done, whether it's helping with floods in North Carolina or wildfires in California, or we talked to an astronaut yesterday who's on the moon, who's a soldier, including actually going to war and fighting to defend the freedoms that are that make our nation so great. We think this is going to be an incredible opportunity for the Army to fill up our pipeline for the years to come.
Okay, some were saying that AI generated. Some were saying, nope, this is legit. This is from the news broadcast. Many actually said that. Is this a slip of the tongue? What exactly is he talking about? A soldier astronaut on the moon. Obviously there are no known moon missions going on right now. So what does the U.S. Army Secretary know that we don't? Probably a lot, but is what he's saying legit? Is he talking about perhaps an astronaut who was formerly on the moon and who had a military career? Is that what he's talking about? Is he talking about a secret project, some sort of control group operation that he is privy to? Where, yeah, we've got guys on the moon. I wouldn't doubt that the UFO control group puts people on the moon regularly. Going to those structures that are on the moon, interacting with the beings that are on the moon, going to councils of the Galactic Federation. God knows what they're doing. I have no idea. So what do you think of these really intriguing comments from Dan Driscoll? Did he just let something slip about a secret mission to the moon? If so, how many more missions have there been? What are they doing up there? I want to know. I want all the answers. I hope somebody drills him for answers. Of course, if he did let something slip, let's say, just for fun, then somebody's going to talk to him. They're going to say, hey, Dan, you said something you shouldn't have let slip. And you can't do that again if you value your life and the life of your family. So if they do question him about that, if some reporter says, hey, you talked about a guy on the moon, is there a guy on the moon or not? He's going to walk that back, of course. So, unfortunately, even if he does retract the statement, I don't know if you could believe it. But at the same time, I'm not saying that he actually let something slip here. I think that it's very likely it was more a slip of the tongue than anything else. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Meanwhile, we got Chris Sharp, who is lashing out at the lovely Sean Kirkpatrick and the interim director of Arrow, Tim Phillips, who have recently been making the rounds lately in some sort of seemingly orchestrated disinformation campaign. Chris Sharp, reporter Chris Sharp, says, hugely unpopular opinion, Sean Kirkpatrick and Tim Phillips have perhaps unwittingly helped UAP advocacy efforts in the following ways: release details of Kona Blue, allowing us to report alleged involvement of Glenn Gaffney, Robert Cardillo, and Jim Ryder, admitting documentation and video exists confirming fireballs and triangular UAP, which they can't explain. Verifiable false debunking operation regarding Robert Salas's testimony strongly suggests disinformation campaign as being orchestrated due to disturbing implications of the UAP nuclear connection. Yeah, they've been trying to debunk Salas. You can't debunk Salas. He's got backup. And not only does he have backup for that encounter, there are so many nuclear centric UFO encounters. They seem interested in our nukes time and time again. So much so that Lou Elizondo was part of an operation where they were trying, it never got going, but they tried to get it going, where they were going to lure UFOs to a particular place because of nuclear assets. They're that dependable, they're that repeatable. It's kind of like dragon UFOs. You fly something in the sky, it's pretty reliable. You're going to get some object buzzing that vehicle. Same with nukes, apparently. So, you can't debunk Solace, but they are trying. That is part of their disinformation campaign. I guess they are afraid by that connection, as Chris Sharp says here. He says, regarding the fake NDA hazing. Oh, yeah, that's so hilarious. Sean Kirkpatrick saying, all those government whistleblowers that believe there was a UFO, reverse engineering program, they were hazed. it's all part of a hazing ritual. Tell Bob Lazar that. He was hazed. Okay, whatever. Regarding and all the many people who have been kidnapped, abducted by beings where U.S. government officials and military people were actually present, working with the beings who were presumably giving them technology as well. Regarding the fake NDA hazing, I have no information, but can imagine all steps will be taken to protect any UAP-related US USAPs. My opinion may change in time, and I only have an opinion currently. Now, he is backed up by Mark von Rennenkampf, who says ex-DOD Aero director, the lovely Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick, and Wall Street Journal claimed that a huge structure was somehow installed by the gate of Malmstron's O1 nuclear missile facility undetected and then zapped live nukes. This is their explanation for what happened to those nukes, at least at Malmstron. At the Malmstrom incident, if I can say that word. They are running a coordinated disinformation campaign, trying to debunk UFOs. However, they have let some stuff out. Kozlowski, according to, Mark von Rennenkampf is posting this, but Kozlowski has said, and of course Kozlowski is the current director of Aero, the lovely Dr. John Kozlowski. He says there are indeed true anomalies. He says some things are really peculiar. Performance characteristics that we couldn't duplicate today, says Phillips. The phenomena are so perplexing, says Kozlowski. Several dozen anomalies, even after rigorous analysis, says Kozlowski. They, even while they're debunking, they're saying, Yeah, there's stuff we can't explain. There are true anomalies up there that they are admitting to, even while going out of their way on some seemingly deliberate disinformation campaign. Even then, they're saying, yeah, there's stuff that we can't explain. So, but of course, they have to say that because nobody would buy it otherwise. Saying a little bit of the truth makes the lie go down easier. So don't buy any of it. It's all BS. So frustrating, but I think it's actually an encouraging sign, guys. I really do. I think it is. They are running scared, guys. They are running scared. That is why they are desperately putting this disinformation out there because they are seeing that the truth is having an effect. Whistleblower after whistleblower coming forward with the goods, with amazing information. And slowly the public is catching on to the reality of UFOs and of the UFO cover up. So we can't have that. So we're going to put out a whole bunch of disinformation. Hopefully, it will not have the effect that they intended to have because they are running scared guys. Meanwhile, in other news, Wixie wants to know if the tridactyl beings depicted in the Nazca lines are proof that indeed the Nazca beings had some hand, a three-fingered hand, in with creating the Nazca lines. And I think that is a great question. Oh, is that supposed to be a UFO there? Okay, that's cool. I didn't even know that. Notice that. Yeah, I came across a remote viewing a year or so ago where there was the suggestion that beings were guiding the creation of the Nazca lines. They may not have built it themselves, but they were behind the creation of it. Let's see. Yeah. So, in other news, we have black helicopters at Jaya Sanctuary in Australia, which is really intriguing. I've talked about Jaya Sanctuary before, or Jaya Sanctuary. I think it's Jaya. In Australia, Peter Maxwell Slattery's place, which I would love to go to someday. I've had Peter on the show before, a big fan of Peter and his work, and getting the truth of UFOs out there, not just nuts and bolts UFOs, but the really strange, sometimes trippy and metaphysical, other dimensional reality of UFOs. He is not afraid to go there, and in fact, he has been there out of body in many cases, dealt with many beings, has a lot of knowledge and insight to offer on the UFO phenomenon and what I call the greater phenomenon of that the UFO is a part of. And it looks like the military is very aware of what he is doing and of the great success that he is having out at JS Sanctuary, contacting these beings, doing CE5, and they are sending in their black helicopters. Very, very intriguing. And Jeremy Corbell is giving his own insight into what Matthew Brown said in that tweet. Now, it's kind of a longer segment if I got into that, trying to keep this punchy and short because, yeah, I just moved. I've got a lot to do. He goes into it somewhat. He kind of downplays the esoteric aspects of Matthew Brown's really crazy tweet that I did a live stream about the other day. And he also doesn't go into the Boeing angle of it, which is interesting. So he tries to keep it as mainstream and digestible as possible, as digestible to the mainstream, which I found a little frustrating from Jeremy, but I understand where he's coming from. He is trying to make UFO disclosure digestible to the mainstream. And I guess I should support him on that. Now, once we have UFO disclosure, we can get into the weird stuff, guys. We can get into the weird stuff. Meanwhile, last but not least, I'll just end there. But yeah, let me know what you think about it all in the comments below as we admire this adorable baby flamingo tapping his feet in the water. Come on, guys. That's pretty cute. That is pretty cute. Let me know what you think about this amazing baby flamingo. and everything else covered today in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of future video. Let me know what you think of the sound and everything. First video, I want to know your impressions. Are the acoustics better or worse here? How's the lighting? I know the hair. I know. Like and subscribe. Buy a t-shirt. Buy a coffee mug. Become a channel member. Channel members are awesome and rock stars. Awesome rock stars. And I will see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Rude signing out.